Hey, I'm Jay, and I make videos about traditional Chinese characters in alphabetical order according to the Pinyin romanization system. And welcome back to Runner's Garden. This is the What a Character series. So I'll introduce about 10 characters today, all pronounced Dian. So first tone, Dian, third tone, Dian, and fourth tone, Dian. And this time I'm not going to go in order of tones. I'm just going to go in the order of, I believe it's frequency, because I asked AI to list them all for me. If you like the vibe, please like and subscribe. Character introductions will be interspersed with this week's vlog. Walking in a section of the Dajia Mazu pilgrimage. I've done it for the past 4 years. This is year number 5. I went from Yongjin to Xiluo Daqiao, big bridge. If you want to see the full video, check it out up here. Number 1 happens to be third tone. It's a very versatile character. Dian, which is little dot. It's also used in time, like 2:20, or it can mean a little drop of liquid. Used for quantity, like 一点点, a little bit. The character can be used for points, for example, in financial markets.
道琼指数上涨了1000点。
The Dow Jones went up 1,000 points. A decimal point, for example, 3.5 is 3.5. That R is optional. 3.5, more of a mainland thing. It can also be a physical point, as in a place. An aspect or feature, 从这点上看, viewed from this aspect. Kind of interesting how point can have the same connotations as in English, such as a point of view. 对着这一点没人怀疑. Nobody has any doubt about that. Actions like 点头, to nod, or 点饭, to order food. 点菜, or 点餐, order food. The character on the left is Hei, which is black, which makes sense for the meaning of dot. I always think Hei looks like some kind of creature, like a giant squid. You see the eyes and the tentacles. On the right side is zhan. It looks to me like a building with a flagpole and a flag, and it serves to remind us that it is like a point on the map, and this will help us later when we do the character for store. Here it is all together. That's third tone Dian, and in parentheses you can see the simplified. That's the zhen over 4 strokes. Character number 2, Dian, originally meant lightning, but it means electricity. Essential for modern technology, appearing in words for 电脑, computer, which is electric brain, 电话, electric speech, and 电池, electric pool. Literally, battery. The top of the electricity 电 has 雨, or rain. The character to me is quite interesting because it really looks like a plug going up into an outlet. That's what I see. Here's a sign for the company Changhua Dianxin, Changhua Telecom. The third character is third tone, Dian. I kind of like this character because it's one of those that is symmetrical. It's equal on both sides, mirror image of itself. Very block-like, has legs. Anybody think it looks like a factory with 2 smokestacks in the middle? But what to make of the bottom strokes? Maybe they're 2 18-wheeler semis leaving the factory. And it means standard, refers to classic works or a formal ceremony. It's used to express a dictionary, a book of standards, or classic, like 古典, architecture, music, classics. Ceremonies, for example, 毕业典礼, the graduation ceremony. I'm section hiking the Dajia Mazu pilgrimage. This is my 5th year. About 3 kilometers back there. I couldn't stop because I was going 60 kilometers an hour and somebody was behind me. But there were pole dancers at 6 a.m. Isn't it too early for pole dancers? Not in Taiwan. First of many refreshments. I think a nice amount of distance today might be 16K. This next character has a guang. It's kind of like an enclosure. It means wide. And then from the first character that we went over, this component. I imagine a flat-topped roofed building with a flagpole and a flag. And this is fourth tone Dian. It means a building used for business, lodging, storage. Shangdian is a store. Shudian, bookstore. I can find a million signs out there probably. Here's a Mi Dian, a place you can buy uncooked rice. Fan Dian, hotel, restaurant. The fifth character, also fourth tone Dian. It means a grand hall or a palace, usually associated with royalty or religion. It's used in the words for palace, temple, hall. Zhengdian is the central and most important building where the primary deity is enshrined in a temple. A front hall would be called Qiandian and a rear hall would be called Houdian for Taiwanese temple architecture. This includes Taoist, Buddhist, Confucian temples, and interestingly, the character has been used for the Catholic Church in Taiwan in translation of the concept basilica. High-ranking church buildings granted special privileges from the Pope. And it's an honorific title meaning Your Highness. On the left side, we have the corpse radical. Kind of looks like a hatchet. Under that is gong. It means together or total. Kind of looks like a tic-tac-toe grid with 2 legs. On the right is shu. It represents a hand holding a weapon and is implying striking or establishing. The character altogether suggested the physical effort to stabilize the back of an army formation, and over time came to mean a permanent foundation, eventually the elevated halls of a palace. The sixth character, also fourth tone, Dian, to put something underneath to level it or protect it or as a cushion. The most common term is probably Changdian, the bed mattress. Also used to refer to filling a gap, pay for somebody, or advance them money. Example, 垫付, and a variant, 垫支. Let's break it down. I hope you can see that white on white looks cool. Anyway, the top left is xin, which means lucky. Don't confuse that with xin, which means bitter or toilsome. On the top right is wan, small round object. It looks like Joe, the character for 9, with a little slash through it. And this is all over tu, the earth. Radical. For a mnemonic, according to AI, a person, maybe he's lucky, is holding a heavy round object and needs to set it down on the ground. To protect the object and this floor, they put a cushion or mat underneath it. The seventh character is Dian, first tone. It means the top of the head or peak, for example, of a mountain. Shan Dian, mountaintop. Or it could be falling or going upside down. In fact, one of the most common uses of this is dian dao. It means backwards or upside down, to invert. Dian dao. On the left, zhen zhen jia jia de zhen. It means true, real, and there's also a classical way to write it on top here. Note the differences. The one on the right kind of looks like a minion. I should have added a hat. How about a ninja turtle? On the right, a page, for example, out of a book. It's pronounced ye. What I've come up with to remember these components is that when you climb to the top of a mountain, you show your true effort in the logbook on a page. Here's a fourth tone dian, libation to the dead, used in memorial services and in the phrase to lay a foundation, for example, of a building or a theory, to establish or settle something firmly. Here are a few examples from the Pleco app. Let's take a look at this fourth tone, Dian. On the top, you have an upside down ba, or 8, over yo, which is the wine vessel radical. And all of that is over da, the character for big. I kind of think it looks like a skinny person with a abnormally big head and a hat. Speaking of foundations, here's some buildings and temples that I passed on the pilgrimage. Hello. No thanks. These floats are known as 电子花车, to use a character from today. Electric flower vehicle. The ninth character is fourth tone Dian. It means pasture or outskirts of a city. It's bao, which means wrap, around tian, a field, and it's almost exclusively used for place names like the Garden of Eden. Historically, it referred to a royal domain or the outskirts, and now it's often used in transliteration. If we want the sound, for example, for an imported English word into Chinese. Mian Dian. Myanmar, or what used to be Burma. And that was third tone, fourth tone, not fourth tone, which would be a noodle shop. Mian Dian. I love inspecting everybody's gear. I'm in Beidou. So it's not exactly a straight shot. You gotta follow the signs. Dajia Mazu. The reason why you snake around is because you go into all these different temples. Beidou Dian An Gong. The Dian was the 8th character that we learned today. Take a little break here. Special hats here. How big they are. Giving out corn over there and a lot of guava, a lot of bala. Some nice country homes. Not too many convenience stores in this section, but there's actually a lot of, I guess we can call them stands, more than I would have thought. Beautiful. This fourth tone Dian is not on our list of the 3,000 most frequent characters, but it has the ren or person radical on the left and field. The character is relatively uncommon in everyday modern conversation, though it remains an essential term in specific historical, legal, and academic contexts. Dian nong, tenant farmer. This is the most common compound. While the practice of tenant farming has changed significantly due to land reforms, the term is frequently used in historical books, news regarding land rights, and literature. It's a camper. You don't see too many of those. Here's one here. Trailer with a thatched roof. Very inclusive. So it's like, if you don't really want to walk the whole thing, you don't have to. These guys got solar. Hey, come up. There's a sign over there for tacos and nachos. It says it in English. And we're really kind of in the countryside here. Ni hao, xie Here's the pilgrimage. This must be a big deal. This is so random. We were walking in like the middle of nowhere and then suddenly there's a 7. This is my sun protection right now. For the last kilometer I was using it as a fan, but I got tired of waving it. 9.5 miles so far. This must be the biggest thing that goes on here annually because everybody's painting it on their walls. Past 100 of these things. Coming up on 11 miles. There it was. It's not like a marathon because I only have pain up till about here. In a marathon, even my scalp hurt for some reason, sometimes. Yeah, but I'm feeling it in my arthritic toe, my glutes, calves, lower back. And these people are doing it every day, like morning to night. It's just amazing. And I come out here and I'm on hour number 4. 4 hours, 8 minutes. Maybe I'll do one more hour. If we get to a town, I gotta get a cab to get back to my car. I don't know how I'm gonna get back, really. If we're in an area like this, there's some like rainbow colored smoke way in the distance there. I don't know what that's all about. There's a smokestack. Must be an incinerator up there for garbage. First Adoga shout out from the ladies back there. Early on, some kid ran up to me. He's like 10 years old and he goes, "Welcome to Taiwan." And I was thinking, I've been here probably 3 times as long as you're out. But yeah, it's cool. Just after I say that, the people over there shouted out, "I love you." And they gave me this. There's a roadway there. And yeah, a little place. I think I'm gonna sit down for the first time. Wonder how far that goes. Oh, look at all those workers in the field. Wish I could zoom in further. I'm afraid if I sit too long though, I'm gonna get all stiff. So I better keep going. I should probably get some calories. Somebody needs to fix these floorboards. Xilo Da Chao, written right to left this time. I think I have 2 kilometers until the Fuxin Plaza on the other side of this bridge. And then it looks like a city, so I can get my taxi there, hopefully. I'll wrap it up. Guess they closed this off to traffic, which is really nice. This is a super long bridge. Camping spot. Almost there. As soon as I got over the bridge, I found this guy. At first he denied me because there was a woman, but then I crossed the bridge and the woman got out of the car and he's like, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going back to Yongji." So it's 30 kilometers and it'll cost me $1,200. Yeah, so perfect timing for this guy. Thank you. What an event. I loved it. So now I know next year I have to go to the other side of that bridge. Can't drive on the bridge. I have to find another way to get to the end of that bridge. That is in Yundin. And then the guy, at first he said I had 50 more K, which would have meant like I'd have to do this for 2 more years because I usually do a half marathon at a time. But then he looked it up and I think he said I only have 32 kilometers left. So I might be able to finish this thing next year and get from that point to Jai, which is the turnaround. And I'm not going to come all the way back. I just want to do, this would be completing the, over 5 years, will it be 6 next year? Completing the one-way trip of the Dajia Mazu. It was amazing. Interesting. Next time we'll introduce the characters for Diao and Diao. Runner's Garden signing off.